Princess Elizabeth, St Paul's School on the Berkshire Bank, Latymer Upper School on the Bucks Station. Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup. So the power of the eights once again off the pontoon. Both boats have made a very good start there. The advantage of having a Cox on board is telling. Have a look and see which of these two boats, the Latymer Upper or St Paul's, taking the early advantage. So Latymer Upper may have just nipped ahead. We'll get the side-on shot in a moment. In fact, it's just going to be, well, there's nothing in it at all, is there, in the early stages? Change in the commentary box, by the way. Alison's made way for Tom Hill, and Tom, looks like you've joined us at a timely moment. This could be a cracking contest, judging by the early stages. Yeah, it's an interesting start, isn't it? Latymer, I think, as you said, had the better start going down the island, and they may just have nipped their bow ball ahead for 100 metres or so, but as we come out of the shadow of the island, St Paul's are really ramping up the pressure and have settled into a very nice rhythm, and that is telling now as they start to move away from Latymer. They know all about success, don't they, in the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup. Four-time winners of this particular event, and they'll have their eye on a fifth in 2015. Latymer Upper, they are very well coached and well drilled, and they always produce decent performances here at Henley Royal Regatta, but perhaps not the same pedigree in this particular event as St Paul's. No, they've never won. And St Paul's, although, as you say, have a proud history in the event, it has been a long time. In 1997, the last win for the black and white crew on the Berkshire Station. Good pedigree this year as well. At the Championship 8 race at the National Schools Regatta earlier on in May up in Nottingham, they came away with a silver medal in the Championship 8s. Latymer Upper also came away with a medal. They came away with a bronze, but that was in the first 8s event, which is a slower event than the Championship 8. So perhaps not a surprise to see the distance starting to open up and St Paul's starting to dictate the race now. Yeah, just having a look at the St Paul's boat, I noticed in there a couple of the winners of the GB trials in a pair back in February and in April. Freddie Devison's in 4 and David Ambler is in 7. So let's just have a look next to the stroke, see if you can just find the stroke. David Ambler is renowned already this year with Freddie Davison as ones to watch in a pair. So potential challenges, I think, for the Princess Elizabeth perhaps this time round. They've got the quality in the boat, and judging by his performance, they will have a chance. Certainly so, and as I say, the pedigree early on in the season means that they are going to be in a strong position, and of course they've had a time to develop between May, when that National Schools Championships was, and now, a couple of months to really hone their skills, really get together as a crew and work on a race plan for this specific event. And the coach, Bobby Thatcher, will have drilled them for this particular event, for this particular bit of water, and to make sure that they are at their best. The cock's just looking behind him there. He wants to check how comfortable the lead is, and I think he's just starting to wind it down slightly. The rate is starting to come down, and just to control the race as we come up towards the stewards' enclosure. Lovely shot there of the stewards' enclosure, and the best weather we've had all day, I think. Sun's shining now, just getting a little bit warmer as we head into this post-tea session. St Paul's really in control there. They are absolutely managing this race now. They're letting the rate come down. Every race is an opportunity on this course. Even if you are controlling the race as they are now, it's an opportunity. The cocks will be talking through perhaps what they might do tomorrow if they have to race down stewards. A bit of a reminder for the crew. It's always an opportunity having a race on this stretch of water. Yeah, and contrast the facial expressions as well. St Paul's School looking relaxed, looking in control, looking calm, and then Latymer Upper, etched across their face was some pain there. They looked as if they were really fighting it, and yeah, you can see they're just losing a bit of their technique as they head towards the finish line. Well done to St Paul's School. I think they've got this one in the bag. Heading towards the finish line, the rate dropping right off in the final 100 metres of the race. Latymer upper, convincing second to St Paul's School. And they'll progress through the rounds of the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup. In towards the weekend they go. And they're just milking the applause. Well received by the big crowd down there in the sunshine. The Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup heat won by St Paul's School by a comfortable distance against Latymer upper. And it's St Paul's School who progress through to the next round of the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup.